Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. So, let's see how far we can walk away from this. The last recording we wasted about 40 minutes. Oh, you can get it all the way off the screen and it didn't reset you. Okay. We spent about 40 minutes in the real world just looking for the last of 5 collectibles and didn't do much in the actual story in the Animus. And so we moved forward the story a little bit, got the mercenaries to start working with us, and then there was a memory around this area, so we wanted to get it at least. I'm not sure we need to get it, but there's only 10 of them, so we're gonna get them. In a lot of ways, it seems like this game is going to be a little bit shorter, and it wouldn't really surprise me too much if that is the case, because when these were getting released, it was one every 6 months. It was happening far too much. So here the puzzle is: Washington sits above the green in 1944, keeping a cool head. Below the right one is the standard bearing 48. Behind there is a company whose power is growing. So Washington sits above the green. That's the I would assume that's this. And we're looking for 48. See, the numbers seem like they're moving, but just kind of randomizing. Well, I got something there. Gold, silver and gold are finite, but paper is infinite. Incorrect coordinates. So the key wheel here requires some aligning, which would make this 5. No, I can't. I gotta change the symbols. That should be 2. And then we align this to 7. And I hope I'm doing this right. And then if 7 is 7, then they've thrown us a bone here to prove that the system works. But you gotta get the right 0 with the right strike through it. Next one is put the zigzag to 1, which makes 9 a bracket, but the other bracket, and then this dot to 5, which makes 8 the backward zigzag. Not that, not that, not that, not that, not that, not that one. Nope, 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 nope. Yep. Submit. What did I do wrong? If the bracket was 4, this bracket became 4, then 2 should be the dot, correct? If this 0 is 7, then that should be 7. If maybe I did the wrong one here. spin this so that we know which one we're looking at. This 5 symbol is 1. Then 9 should be a bracket. Will I get any help here? Come on, game. Am I just completely misunderstanding? I can get advice. Like, it would have been done in secret. The assassins would never know until it's too late. So, owing to pressure from below, the pressure of the masses, the bourgeoisie may sometimes concede certain partial reforms while remaining as on the basis of the existence of the existing social economic system. How can I adapt a creed which preferring the mud to the fish exalts the proletariat above the bourgeoisie and the intelligentsia, who, with whatever faults are the quality in life and surely carry the seeds of all human advancement. Let's see, Le Chiffre Indoctrinable. Harry Dexter White, remember this name. Okay, I find myself more and more relying on a solution of our problems for relying for a solution of our problems on the invisible hand which I eject from economic thinking 20 years ago.
That red 48. That's the atomic number of cadmium. I don't need to tell you that. 2 complete day and night cycles maybe, or 48 red balloons. I do know that the mountain in one of the images is Mount Washington. That seems to fit the clue, so the answer to 48 is most likely below it.
Okay. So, zoom out. If this is Mount Washington, then this is probably the right solution, which tells me then I need to use this different key code. What a stupid system. Like, what a waste of time. If this junk wasn't in the Assassin's Creed series, how much better could it have been? Just, like, you don't have to change that much either. You just, I walk into a symbol like this, and then it just shows me the thing and says, you don't have to solve the puzzles. We know nobody is here to solve puzzles, so we're not going to force you to do it. Instead of what the game is actually doing, which is totally forcing me to do it. And they are the same boring puzzles, by the way, that we saw in the previous game and didn't really enjoy, so why would I enjoy them now? In fact, I'm pretty upset with them right now. Just, no thank you is all I can think. It's like, stop wasting my time, game. This game is already built around wasting people's time. Seriously? Is this not it either?
That red 48. That's the atomic number of cadmium. I don't need to tell you that. 2 complete day and night cycles maybe, or 48 red balloons. I do know that the mountain in one of the images is Mount Washington. That seems to fit the clue, so the answer to 48 is most likely below it.
Okay, so here's an Assassin's Creed flag and an Abstergo flag. So I am... Oh man, it's been telling me incorrect coordinates anyways, hasn't it? So this is partially my fault, but it's definitely partially the game's fault too, for not just saying no, you're wrong. That's not it. So this should work this time. 2 should be the other symbol that's backwards of what I had. Let's see. This one should be 4, which means 7 should be a 0 symbol with the slash forward. 5 should be this, which means 9 should be this. And if we put this as 0, then 8 should be this. Please work, please work. Oh my goodness. It's almost drawing a picture too. What did I do wrong? It says correct coordinates found this time. Are we gonna really spend 20 minutes on this first puzzle? Let's see. This one goes to 5. And then 9 should be a 0 going the other way. There we go. Please don't make me do any more of that ever again. Abstergo Industries, July 22, 1944. Fellow rulers, welcome. I deliver a speech to you as several floors below us the silent revolution begins. Rainy Olds and Henry Fords, as you know, these founders have given us the assembly line, the device we have used to control both those indoctrinated into the worship of our money, capitalists and workers, slaves alike. But I dream of a future in which such ugly chains will no longer be necessary. In 1910, our founders designed the plan. It falls to us to see it through. But what of the communists who intended to spread the bread so thin that everyone will starve? It is our duty to neutralize them, /save them and their followers. We must ensure that they continue to eat, to reproduce, and to be productive members of society. That is our burden to shepherd through those beneath us through life, and we must embrace it, even if forced, if is required. They themselves do not. H&S brought on the turmoil and fear necessary. Now we must strike fast to ensure development continues in the proper direction. We will appear to concede grounds to the workers. Remember the successful ruse of Rockefeller's dimes, but soon there's no ground we do not own. In 1937, we founded this company, this enterprise, with a purpose. The time to nurture it to fruition is upon us. So, this is kind of what I had wondered, is if Abstergo is all about capitalism and controlling people through capitalism, then what about communism? And clearly in this speech they're saying they are spreading the red panic to focus the United States, at least, if not most of the world, against communism.
Loading.
Although it's mostly the United States. And we're still playing the same game, it seems. As a concession, a smaller piece is sacrificed for the greater good to come. And so Here's what you wouldn't want to do. Is if you're actually playing, you wouldn't want to do this because he'll just do this. And that wouldn't help. And see, if you do the wrong move from what they want, apparently it doesn't allow it. So I was doing the right move before. This would be the right move. Let's play this. But they want me to do this. Just from the text. That's
Loading.
what I figured out.
Quarantine zone.
So now we've got to do more of this, which is going to be a nightmare because we're going to find one, and then we've got a timer to find the next one. So you might as well not hit anything until you've found all three of them, which almost certainly that's the case. Like, I know there's one here. But there's gotta be another one. Right, there's one. There's one. So there was only two. That's nice. They didn't make it more difficult. So we started with clip 1, which is just all this black and white static. And then we've got this that says the. And now we have this that says mir. M-I-R. And we're 1/3 of the way done here and haven't seen anything. Annoying.
I don't know if you're looking for something from 16, but last time scanning in eagle vision seemed to help.
Yeah, we just did that. You don't need to repeat it. Alright. Back to gameplay. I can go this direction. I could work my way to this. I could perhaps even get this bank unlocked and get some money and then work my way back down this direction and try to influence this. Or I can ignore all that since we kind of know we can't go to this Borgia Tower, I'm pretty sure. And go this way. And then try to go this way and try to go this way because we're trying to work this way, so I think that's what we'll go for. So we haven't been riding the horse very much. Let's see if this can speed up our process a little bit. So we can't get that Borgia Tower. This guy, I don't think will let me fix things. Even if he did, I don't have any money. So, can't fix that.
I'll be around should you need me.
Yeah, but see, when you start hitting sections of even a small amount of difference in height, you can't take the horse with you. So I would now have to call the horse again. I believe this is the area we started in with the at the beginning with the wolves. Yep, it's right there. And let's see, if I wanted to replay this memory, I can't do it. Apparently. Not through that avenue, at least. Flags everywhere. I'm not going to care about those. So the idea is, can we make it to this next Borgia Tower? think I might rather quickly end up buying all the treasure maps. I wouldn't be surprised if I end up finding a significant amount of the treasures. I wish you could just run, so I can't go this way either, with the A button, or perhaps with the left trigger button, or perhaps with a couple of buttons. It would probably be a mistake to allow the player to just run by default by pushing forward and do that high visibility mode. But maybe pushing forward and hitting A would be alright. I'm just right now, in particular, having trouble with the right control stick having me run because I've been holding it down for probably an hour out of the past hour and 30 minutes. And that's too much for my poor fingers. Maybe there was a toggle you could do. I'm sure there's dozens of systems they could think up. There's a memory somewhere around here. The question is, where? Why did I just save? You can see people living in the Coliseum. Mostly drunks.
Looks rather risky.
Seems like something is causing it to save quite a bit. It could be that this area in particular is not well suited for the players. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case, if this was mostly a giant dead zone designed to not really have people in it.
He's got brass bones.
Either because you can see it's like fast saved multiple times. And I don't know, maybe it thinks I'm crawling and making major progress towards getting to the top.
Isn't that dangerous?
Or what? I bet there's something at the very, very top. The way this is working out. I guess I should start at the very top, and I think I see it. There it is. Like, I was gonna say I probably should start at the top and then work my way around the outer edges, maybe just walk around the whole place.
Break something, the idiot.
But see, this is just a flag. And right now we're in the complete sunlight, and it's strange to go from complete sunlight to just complete darkness. I feel like the game is overemphasizing what the Eagle Vision should do. Up we go. Come on. It certainly seems like he can't climb as well as he used to. Is this like an old age statement? All right. This could be anywhere. Trying to look at the edges, but not really gonna succeed too well there. Being up here is really just to cover this top section as thoroughly as possible. And with the Coliseum being so big, just running around the edges of it looking is gonna be... Let's go ahead and synchronize. Synchronize and eagle vision while we're at it. Do we see anything? Nope. The fact that checkpoint's been reached, interesting. I don't even know what that means in the factor of this game. There we go, we lucked out. Since the game is always auto-saving anyways, what does it mean when I reach a checkpoint? How can I find a way down? Well, this might kill me. Just let go, press forward, hit B. Let's go ahead and move this, and now I have to irritate myself with two of these back to back. But it's Desmond, and it was Ezio before that was walking through these memory files, clusters, whatever they're supposed to be. Give me something easy, game.
Loading.
Last one was kind of hard. Give me something easy. These intelligent workers have no self-control. Alright, well then that one. Here's a big dogs. Militaristic automatons. Here's a robot. Nope. One of these is not the right one. These intelligent workers have no self-control. This robot, I don't think is real. Two of these are controlled by other people. This one's controlled by other people. This one's maybe not controlled by other people. Maybe that one's not intelligent. Maybe this one's not intelligent. Let's see. No. I suppose we could just go through all of these back and forth. There you go. That was a computer,
Loading.
not a locker room. That looked like a locker room to me.
Scanning. Scanning. Scanning.
Apple.
Scanning.
Apples, oranges, pears, cucumbers, radishes, spinach, dates, wood, juniper, steel, aluminum, water, rain, shanty, village, town, country thing, fall, winter, thing, cry, laugh, to kill, to see, to know, death, regret, love. I think that's just a bunch of words.
Loading.
The general idea is that people under the control of the Piece of Eden apple can't have no self-control. So the puzzle completely changed there into some kind of circuitry. Let's... Looks like a bunch of fuses. I think everything is backwards though. I did it, but everything is backwards. So now we just need to switch this back around. And this is still wrong. Man, this puzzle's proving to be more difficult than it should be. The center ring is right, which means this should be right. So now the only one that's wrong is the outer ring. So line this one up. Come back this way and put this here. Finally. It is possible to invent a single machine which can be used to compute any computable sequence. Well, that is doublespeak. I'm not interested in developing a powerful brain. All I'm after is just a mediocre brain.
Loading.
Alan Turing set out to solve the plight of the workers. M equals Q. I don't know what that symbol would be called. B sigma delta Q0F, where R equals 2, 3 and sigma equals G. I have no idea what this means, but I assume that the move equals R equals 2, 3, which would be 2. Well, that doesn't even make sense, does it? Queen has my king in check. How about that? We know that much. So I could do this.
Loading.
Instead of trying to solve that at all, I just played chess. Sturgo phone records. Let's play. Well, that doesn't match. How about that one? That matches fine.
V, it's N. I need Turing done today.
Are we jumping the gun? You've already had him arrested and sedated.
He still refuses to follow the directive. He's actually trying to invent one of those infernal things instead of merely faking it for the newspapers. If he succeeds, you know what the mass unemployment generated by his robots will mean? Idle hands. We need to do this for the good of the people.
What about Keynes? He trusted Turing.
It's the greater good we're talking about here, V. Plus, childless worker sends a bad message. We can't have them all stop reproducing.
Fine. It's your call.
I want it done like we did Harry Dexter White when he tried to warn the Soviets.
All right.
Be poetic about it. Maybe something from the Bible. Turing always was theatrical.
Loading.
So they killed
Quarantine
Alan Turing, apparently, to ensure that people kept working. There's one. And now we're seeing a picture back here of people on a trolley car. There's two. And is there another? Let's just hope there's only two.
Quarantine lifted.
Good. So now we've done 4 of these. This says nothing. This says the A, so it's the Mirage. Or Miracle would be my guess. Entire wastes of time, in my opinion. But heck, let's collect a feather while we're at it. There's another collectible over here. So let's see, can we jump down to this? Let's get back into the nice, pretty section. Oh, and I guess it's worth pointing out that we have been playing on 60 frames per second with the affinity trick, and it works. It works fine. Good. It's stupid that in 2017 there wasn't any kind of patch or fix for this, but that's what it is. It is what it is, I suppose. So the affinity trick, again, open task manager. On Windows 10, you'll find the Assassin's Creed exe file, and then you'll have to right click and go to process, and then from go to process you'll right click and set affinity, and from there you will disconnect the last 2 of the CPU threads that you have, and just decheck those, click OK, then right click again and set them back up, and you don't even really have to alt tab, in my experience, back into the game to see it. It seems it's just necessary to get the engine of the game to recognize that you have more CPU threads than it thinks you do. So, do not lose more than 3 blocks of health. Throne of the Wolves, find the Shrine of Romulus. Notorious High Guard alerts. And see, I can hear, like, somewhere right here is like a chest. A little bit of extra money is not a terrible thought. And getting up over to this collectible isn't a terrible thought either, but I don't really want to do it. Like this actually does strike me as something that would take a little bit more work to get to that. Although I don't know what I'm doing right now anyways. Like, this isn't just a door that you open. So they want me up here, then to take a right turn, then come up here, and I could go that way, or I can go this way first. Like, I couldn't imagine that there's some other jump. Yeah, so I just missed that jump completely. Borgia flags removed. Now jump back this way, jump back this way, and we can start the game now. So being notorious, there's no system here as far as setting out fires and staying in the shadows, which I have to applaud the game for doing that, because there's a couple of games, a game series now called Styx that's pretty bad about being focused around that idea of turning off candles and torches and staying in the shadows, and it's annoying. And it hurts your visual appeal. Let's see, there's a guy here. I don't understand.
Hit him! The assassin must suffer as we must suffer. Your death is written, assassin.
By your Borgia masters?
You know nothing.
I know you receive enciphered letters from them. Prove your innocence. Tell me where the code sheet is hidden.
Never.
So now I'm chasing this guy instead of staying behind, because I kind of wanted to search their bodies. Darn it. Like, I was right there and I screwed up. I don't know if I could have knocked him over or what, but that certainly seemed like I could have hit the B button. I was hitting the X button trying to assassinate him.
Merda. Which one is he?
And so this is where this ability comes in helpful. Target located. Way to go. I didn't see him. There he is.
You hurt someone moving stunts like that.
Is this not the way up? Come on, game, let me up. So now we're galloping on the horse, and what can we do other than rush here, try not to crash on the horses too much. See, this feels like a storyline sequence that I'm kind of muddling my way through. That don't have the horses jump. Seems like the game is specifically having these characters sneak their way. There we go. Air assassinated him. From a horse. I got like 8 feelings for that. That felt like a mess. And what do I do now? I guess I'm supposed to get off these characters and get off the horses and climb over this section. And see if I just snuck my way into the area I needed to be. Go ahead and loot this chest. See, it feels like the game is being imprecise when it both wants you to not fall and fall. It rewards you for doing both. Who are these statues of? Interesting. Nice golden doors. Looks Babylonian or Egyptian. I guess I'll get full synchronization with this, which is nice. They're not wrong to have a cult of Romulus, and though in Rome that makes sense. Even if it is just the bourgeois convincing the cult to do things. So we've got key number 3 now. We have key number 1. And see, as soon as we open that, we have this secret door and we can just escape. It seems doable that we could get the armor of Romulus. And that 100% synchronization is nice because it gives us 1,000 feelings, which is probably the best reason to have done that. Is just to have more money when we just come out of the sewers. And I think the bank has just been refilled again. It seems like the money refills pretty consistently when you leave the area and return to the area. So now we're in this section that be a nice place to synchronize. Let's get on top of this building. See, I need to hit a bank pretty quickly. And there we already know where that area is for that memory. So feels like we might rather quickly be done with some of these things. Come on. There we go. Are we gonna do this again? I guess we are. Let's see if we can work our way downward. There we go. So is that number 2 or number 3 in this case that we've done in this 1 hour? We're playing as Ezio again. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if we have done like 3 memories. Just coincidentally. We're halfway through after this one. And just getting it done quickly wouldn't be terrible.
Scanning.
But I know.
Scanning. Scanning. What am I? What am I? Lost.
Interesting. So the sound of the Animus, is the Animus coming alive? That would be kind of an interesting twist. I'm gonna go ahead and continue there because we don't need to listen to the guy singing. Democratic nations were built, each led by a powerful vizier known today by a different name, who made a move to block the Templar advance. So seems like we want to block the Templar advance. We have a queen here, and we're in check again. So the move I think you'd want to do is that. Maybe not. Maybe have a Templar Knight move there. This has all been about pawns, but if you did that, that wouldn't work. A queen will work.
Loading.
This one seems like it might be kind of easy, but maybe not. From a bolt of electricity, governments fell. So, is this it? Correct coordinates found. So before we do that, let's just have a little bit of interest and look at the other pictures. HK masterminded it. Argentina, 30,000 people disappear in raids. Salvador Allen. I don't know who most of these people are. You know, you're in a lot of ways this is getting way too deep for itself. BioShock Infinite had similar issues, and in fact the entire BioShock series kind of had similar issues, particularly around the ideas of economics, and I'm not sure they did it as badly as the Assassin's Creed series right now is probably doing it, but frankly it's just not something you should bother with. It's not something you should bother addressing. Just don't touch it. All these armchair economicists, if that's the right word, which probably isn't, in the video game industry. This is strange. I'm gonna have to determine what would be in between in the sequences. And I don't see anything that would tell me that. So perhaps we should ignore this one and try the others, and then we may just brute force it. Nope, that's not gonna work either. Whatever was just there is different than there. Well, we could still brute force it. There's only 100 potential codes there, but that would take too long. 9. see. 3 points. 3 points. 6, 7, 8. So we put this here, and the 3 is at a blank spot. And the 2 symbols before them is a half moon and an N. The symbol after it is kind of an ellipsis. The symbol after that is the boxes. And then after that point, you kind of have a continuation, where you have the half moon with the outline of a circle, and in now without a little tag on top of it, a 3, and a squiggly without the things. So if I was to assume that the by default the half moon with the circle is the 0, the 3 is a symbol then that we would need something. Would it be 4? Or would it be something else? I'm gonna say it's 4. Alright, now if we put the squiggly over here and we're looking for 7, then the thing that should be right before that is something that represents 5, that would be a square with less in it. Probably not this symbol, but this. And I got it on the first try. Good.
Loading.
But it's getting more and more difficult, these puzzles, and I'm not enjoying them when they're easy. I'm certainly not going to enjoy them when they're hard. Subject South Africa, if we are to ensure the company's success, company agents must be able to move freely from country to country and maintain power within all of them. The global international order must be implemented. Rio, Argentina, tell the capitalists that if they help ensure that Wata remain in power, we will pass all their corporation debt on to the Argentinian people. They will ensure they crush any popular revolt. I want the trade unions destroyed if we move forward. Read Chile. Free market must be allowed to prevail. F's visit last year helped things along, but now all public companies need to be sold to private sector, ideally on the cheap. The price of bread and other staples must rise. I want to ensure people remain mired in poverty and unable to resist. Now, when they say all public companies there, that's not a concept in the United States you probably are too familiar with. Public companies in this context means companies that are technically owned by the public but run by the government. It's a socialist communist idea where we don't have too many public companies, and we don't call them public companies in the United States. You might say Medicare, Social Security, maybe the post office is a public company still, although I'm not sure, but we just don't call them that. And private sector, of course, means that it's rich people own it. People that own stocks in it own it. Any traces of this plan should appear to implicate the United States government. The company involvement must remain hidden. So, for examples and similar openings of the markets, look no further than 1953 liberation of Iran and 1954 liberation of Guatemala. So this is some... I'm pretty sure all of these incidences actually happened, but now they're retroactively, instead of actually blaming the United States government, which was prodded on by rich lobbyists, which are paid by rich people, and that's why the United States is pretty much an oligarchy. They're now saying Abstergo did it, which kind of doesn't change too much, actually.
Loading.
Other than the
Quarantine zone.
like, you could almost make the argument that some company like Abstergo actually does exist around the world. The only part that I wouldn't be willing to believe is that they have an animus and that they're looking for pieces of Eden and all of that. So it looks like there's 3 of them this time, but if we're lucky, we should be able to find them all.
Quarantine lifted.
I'm not sure what that actually said. So the miracle. So I kind of think I've already figured this out. If it's the MIRACLEOFLIFE something 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 something. The miracle of life. And if you listen here, you hear that bump bump in the flow. This is a sonogram. It's a baby. The truth. Really, really dumb. But we'll continue, even though that's almost certainly going to be the disappointment revealed later on. Sounds like there's a feather here. Oh. Yeah, we have 5 of 10 feathers, which implies... Notice that was the only grate there that I could climb up. And so they're making it more difficult to climb by alternating which of these shutters are open. I'll probably get all 10 feathers. I'm having a very odd feeling about this game. Like, even though I know I have like DLC that will add a little bit, it does seem like I'm gonna finish a ton of this really fast. Like, really, really fast. 15 of 24 sync points. 5 of 10 feathers. If I had known that this game was potentially going to be a easier or quicker experience, I would have considered... Like, the feather really is just on the map too? Wow. This is crazy. It's really crazy. Like, this might be that accelerated experience that I'd always kind of thought I wanted. I'm not sure I actually do want it, though. There's a Templar layer over there. I'm not sure I should go for that. Still trying to work our way this way. There's also the case of our inventory. We are at 11,000. So I need to actually make a mad dash to the bank. Before we do anything else. But I feel like I'm going to... Let's look at the global economy. Interesting. We have a risk factor high. I guess green is good and gold is like, we can see the bourgeois influence, and then we can see the global economy now. So many different systems. Seems like I'm gonna have to continue to work on things. The only thing that this area hasn't been upgraded, or maybe I need to invest in it more, is the blacksmith. And there's a big how-to apparently over here on the left. Let's see. So green is low popularity, low sharing. Medium is yellow, is medium sharing. Red is high popularity. Zone with no shops in which to invest. Zones with border influence. Average appeal is a zone. The more popular shop, the more expensive an investment. The more you'll find earnings with other investors and other players investing in the same shop. Ooh, that probably doesn't work now. Since the multiplayer servers are down, I imagine anything that might also work that way. Each zone has a fixed risk factor, and so that doesn't change. Safe, very low, low, high, very high. The combination of popularity and risk factor determine the outcome of your earnings, and it's up to you to determine how risky you want to be. Honestly, I kind of just want to buy everything to start off with, and then I don't think the investment system is as crazy as they're making it out to be. Do we have any stats? Like, what sequence are we in? We're in sequence 3. And until we find some other things, we won't really know how many more sequences there are. I seriously doubt there's only 3 sequences in this entire game. A lot of Borgia towers being depicted. As far as Christina memories, we haven't done any of that. As far as assassination missions, it seems like there's a limited number of those, so that's nice too. As far as courtesan missions, seems like there's going to be some of those. Guild challenges is going to be some of that. And then additional memories of viewpoints, we have 2 of 24. Borgia flags in Rome, we have 13 of 83. And Borgia flags in secret locations, 2 of 18. Feathers in Rome, 5 of 10. Treasures in Rome, 21 of 144. It's like total sync percentage 16%. I'm not sure I fully believe all of this though. This game feels like it's going to be done so much quicker than it feels like it should be. We haven't even really started the story. Like, we're just right now trying to build up our allies. We haven't even started the main part. Anyways, it's been an hour. That's it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.